I'll wait for people to come on. Just let me know if you can hear me. Everything else is working perfectly fine. So I've checked my settings. If you just let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to have to check and come off completely. I'll just wait for a few minutes. Everyone's gone. They were a minute ago. And everyone was saying they can't hear me. So I'm not sure what's going on. Phone settings are fine. This is fine. Can you let me know if you can hear me? If you let me know you can hear me, I can see someone's on. You don't have to say anything, just even if an emoji, just put an emoji up if you can hear me. If not, there's something wrong with YouTube. If you can hear me, type something. That's the best way I can do it without signing. If you just comment if you can hear me or not. If not, I'm going to have to go off tonight. Sometimes they're too scared to comment because it shows their channel. Even an emoji is absolutely fine. If you just let me know if you can hear me, just type. 3 people are on. If you can hear me, let me know. Just type if you can hear. Let me know, guys. Anyone can let me know. Even a emoji is absolutely fine. I don't think they can hear me, otherwise they would have said it. Sorry a second. Just let me know, guys, because I've checked my phone. I've checked everything. Let me know if you can hear me. Just type. Your audio is good. Okay, 4th time. Okay, can you hear me? Because the only reason I ask is this is my 4th time. Just comment if you can hear me. Thank you for everybody coming in, but can you just say if you can hear me? Just say yes. This is my 4th time, so if nobody can hear me, I'm going to have to come up. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you for that, guys. This is my 4th time. Oh my goodness, guys, this is like the 5th time that I've been on tonight. Honestly, if you don't know who I am, my name is Ciara. I'm outside of YouTube. I'm a support worker for people with Down syndrome and autism, and here I am. Thank you, British Man 5740. You've no idea how many times I've gone on tonight, and everyone's been saying we can't hear a thing. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. I'm glad everyone can see. So as I said before, if you're new to the channel, thank you for coming in on the stream tonight. My name is Ciara. I'm a support worker outside of YouTube for Down syndrome young adults and autistic young adults. And here I do makeup, as you can see from my channel. So that was a long half hour, guys. I was supposed to be on at 8 o'clock. That was a long half hour. I'm glad I got my my water here. So thank you all for joining tonight. I really appreciate it. So all my skincare is on because I did it thinking everybody could hear me and nobody could hear me. So I'll catch up with the comments in a minute. Let's get straight into a primer because yeah, we definitely are behind on time. But thank you all for coming in tonight. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all my subscribers. I've put a 2025 my favorites of beauty in my video section. I'm just going to grab my primer. I'm so glad that I can actually talk to you guys tonight. So I am going to pop this on and then catch up with the comments because I was nearly going off tonight. This is it. This is the Rimmel Fix and Perfect Primer. So this is what we're using, like a little bit of like a moisturizer. And then I will check the comments. I have no idea what happened there today, guys. Honestly, I didn't change anything. I even checked. Yeah, it was crazy. Okay, so let's pop this on and then I'll check the comments. Okay. Skincare is done. Again, I did it in silence, not realizing you guys couldn't hear me. The thing that's quite frustrating, guys, is that I haven't changed anything. I haven't changed any settings. I've literally just stopped and started again. So, okay. Let's go all the way back. Thank you, British man. I appreciate that makeup's not your thing completely. Thank you for helping, though. Hi, Alex Colmer. Hi, love from India from Nick. Thank you. Hi, Aaron. Hi, Alex Coleman. Can you play an instrument? No, I do sing, though, and write. Jazwan, hey. Hassan, hey. Can you back up? It's a little loud. Oh, might be on your side. I've just got it on normal. Hamilton, like done number 1. And now somebody is saying it's muted. Okay. And now someone's saying in the same, yes, I can hear you literally in the same thing. So, okay. Hello. Do you sing opera? No, I don't. More along the lines of the chorus and things like that. Okay, we're here, guys. Okay, so definitely take a look at the video that I did earlier. It's the 2025 My Favorites, and it goes through primers, foundations, everything you could think of. Today's foundation is going to be, after that primer, is going to be Fenty Beauty, and mine is in 175. Let me just close that door. Okay, I've got my water as well. Okay, so again, these don't come in like porcelain, ivory, that kind of thing. They only come in numbers. This is Rihanna's. This is Rihanna's Fenty Beauty, and mine is in 175. So it's just numbered, basically, a bit like MAC, like NC15, that kind of thing. So this is what it looks like. It's a pump as well, so not so much. There's not too much kind of waste and things like that as well. So that's what that looks like. Oh. My watch is trying to find my phone. That's weird. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And we're just going to dot it around. And I know it looks slightly yellow toned, but actually when it warms into the skin, guys, it is my color. So what I would say is, if you're asking, is this full coverage foundation? Absolutely, it is. At the moment, I'm suffering from redness and sort of kind of breakouts now and then. Do you have a fur coat? No, I don't. I don't think I'd want to wear a fur coat. So what I'm going to do is just start from this side. You could use a sponge. I find a brush is just a little bit better, a bit quicker as well. I don't have a coat on today. Thankfully, I was not in work today, so I got a day off. So I wasn't outside, thankfully, because I can hear the rain is crazy. So I'm glad I didn't have to go out there today. Let me know where you're from, guys, if you're new to my channel or the stream. Again, I'll just say again, in case you're coming in, my name is Ciara. Outside of YouTube, here you can see that I do makeup. I am a qualified makeup artist. I used to do freelancing, mainly bridals and special occasions. But now I'm full-time in support work with young adults with Down syndrome and autism. So, okay. So we've you can see, guys, you don't need a lot, but it is definitely, I would say, medium coverage. Not maybe full coverage, but medium. But let me know, guys, what you're doing this Christmas, what you'll be doing, what your plans are. If you celebrate Christmas, some people might not celebrate Christmas that are on here today. Okay, so let's go on. You may have put a little bit too much on there, but that's fine. Go on with the concealer. My trusty that made it into number 1 today in my videos is the e.l.f. Hydro Camo Concealer. I'm just gonna, something's come up about messaging. Sorry, hang on. What coat did you wear today? I think I already read that. Sorry, I wasn't. I'm your daddy, qualified, interesting. Yes, a qualified makeup artist. Quite a long time ago now. But when you don't want to work for a counter, like a makeup counter, and you want to get experience, it's quite difficult unless you start from the bottom all the way up, like lots of people do, to get more of a varied range of experience in makeup. So if you're on a counter, you're going to be stuck to one product. So for example, if you're on the Estee Lauder counter, all of the products are going to be Estee Lauder. That's absolutely fine, but you're kind of limited, if you know what I mean, to experiences that you can do. There's not really a lot of creativity. You probably learn a lot, and I know a lot of that is sales based as well. So when you go to a counter, yes, it's about makeup, but a lot of it is sales and commission, and I kind of just don't want to do that. So this is it, guys. This is just the hydrating one. What I'm going to do is kind of warm it up with the fingers, and then we're going to go in Let me know, guys, what you're doing for Christmas, though. I'm going to be staying here. I'm not going to be going to Ireland. That is all going to change next year, guys. This year, I know I haven't been on, and there's actually been a lot going on. Mum was supposed to come over, and just due to unforeseen circumstances, she can't. So the only other time we never had Christmas together was COVID. But besides that, we've always had Christmas together. So it's going to be a very strange Christmas this year. Very, very strange. But do check out my tree. I've put it in my shorts. It's the first real one in a very long time. Check it out. Okay. So you can see, guys, I'm just kind of letting all of that set. Thank you for the likes, guys. I really appreciate it. I know I haven't been on. I think I just kind of got, I don't want to say depressed, but I certainly got down. I think it takes a lot to kind of, and I love my job, don't get me wrong. I really, and when I go in and I see how much they're lacking, I actually feel very grateful for what I can do in my independence. But I think after a while, it just really kind of can get you tired. And I was really looking forward to seeing Mama Christmas and just having those kind of, that moment, even if it was just for kind of a week or so. And now that that's not happening, I think it just kind of got me down. Why the change of occupation? I just found that it was very seasonal, if you know what I mean. So for freelance makeup artistry, there's bridal season, which is usually spring, summer, maybe October time, but it's very kind of, it's not something you can kind of count on every day. So even though I really enjoyed it, it's certainly freelance in the sense that I couldn't kind of go to work every single day and depend on it. So it was lovely. It was a great experience. It was amazing. But it's not something I found like a kind of, in reality, pay kind of the bills and stuff with. I'm still learning to drive, so that's a thing as well. And I suppose I could probably get to London and things like that if I drove. I mean, you can still go on the train, but it's not, I don't think I'd want to carry a huge makeup case on the train to London. So yeah, just lots of little things. Lots of little things just weren't great. But no, I still love it, and that's why I'm on here. I absolutely love it. So what we're going to do now is set that. This is the, and again, this made it into the video today. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't as stable as, say, and because I have a background in special needs, this kind of support work job was really, really a good choice. So this is the Collections Mattifying Powder. It's got an SPF 20, and it has enrichment with vitamin E. So that's what we're going to do now. I know people always say when they're on my lives, this is so white, but actually it comes off kind of quite clear, so you don't really have to worry too much. Okay, so that's what that looks like. We're going to get the powder brush. I think not being able to come on has like 4 times has just kind of made me just panic a little bit, and everything's everywhere on the table now. So all I'm doing is kind of setting everything just to make sure everything's kind of, dewy look is fine, but you don't want to look kind of too greasy or anything. Just going to set everything lightly. There we go. Many talents, I see, young lady. Thank you. Not as many as I'd like to have, but yes, some, I think. Danny, we look good in all that makeup. Okay. Josh, 67. Okay. Okay. So we're just gonna make sure all that's set. Okay. I'm gonna put that away. I'm gonna take some water. But let me know, guys, where you're from. I will say it intermittently if there's new people on, like what I do. So here I do makeup artistry. I won't keep repeating myself, but I'll just do it a couple of times. So if there's new people on, I can see. Outside of this, I'm a support worker for people with Down syndrome and autism, young adults. So let's get going. There should be my pink baking powder. Now, as I was saying in my video earlier on today, as you kind of go through your 20s and 30s, taking on a lot of powder isn't very flattering. It isn't flattering anyway, but you don't want to do it in the wrong places and then it just looks wrong and it actually ages you. It actually forwards the age process. So what I'm going to do is I'm still going to use it, but I'm going to use a triangle puff And I'm literally going to use that corner, as you can see, and I'm just going to bring it where it needs to be. I'm not going to go all over the face. We're just going to put it where we need it, basically. So let's do that. Again, apologies that I haven't been on. It's just been everything for Christmas just completely changed without my knowledge, and I've kind of had to catch up with it all. So yeah. So this is what it looks like, and I'm literally, as I said before, I'm only going to go where I need to go. I'm not going to bring it anywhere else on the face, and it's just kind of mattify everything. I'm glad you guys can just hear me. That was such a nightmare earlier on, honestly. Hi Seb, how are you? I do want to say my thoughts are with everyone in Australia. I have a friend there who lived there, but that's good. I'm glad. But he didn't live in Sydney. But my thoughts are with everyone there. Okay, so there, I'm just kind of doing it in the T-zone, guys. We're not gonna... Okay, so we've set everything. So that's as much as we need. Okay, we're going to go in with bronzer. I've put everything so carefully, and then when I couldn't hear, and when I found out nobody could hear me, it kind of it just sent me into panic. So now I've got everything here. Sorry. So I'm going to double up with the bronzer today. So we're going to be using the W7 Golden Glow Drops, which are a dupe for the Drunk Elephant. Definitely take a look at my video on that. And then we've got the NARS, and we're going to use, and that is Laguna. We're going to double them up, basically. It was a nightmare. Oh, you got the face to do a full geisha look. It was a nightmare 4 times you tried, and it nearly ended. Yes, on my lives. Yeah, it did. It did. I don't know what it was. And the weird thing about it was is I didn't change anything. I haven't done anything different, so I don't know what that was. Some sort of freak kind of thing. So that's what it looks like. I always warm it up. So these are the Golden Glow Drops. These are from W7. They are really good at duping other brands. And the one that they dupe with this one is Drunk Elephant. And I do have those too. Check out the video. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to warm it up on the film. We're just going to put it where the sun naturally hits your face, nowhere else, just where we need to put it. And we're going to do that side first. So I'm going to go in with my Real Techniques. But a geisha look sounds fun, Josh. And we're just going to bring that right back into the hairline. If we need to, we will go in with a bigger blender brush just to take away any harsh lines. But all we're doing is bringing it right up into the hairline. And you can see it's just giving a little bit of definition, basically, is all it does, is give definition, but also like you have been in the sun, and it's just a little bit more natural. It's not like a contour where it changes the shape of the face in any way, but it definitely just gives a golden, as it says, golden glow. That's what it says. We're going to do the other side, and this is what it looks like. Always warm it up on the hands, whether that's foundation or any liquid kind of product for makeup. We're going to do the same, so I'm just going to take that. It does look a bit like honey. I see what you mean. And again, in the video that I did today, I actually do 2 sides, one Drunk Elephant and one W7, and they turn out exactly the same. And I did that for people who don't want to pay high end for Drunk Elephant. I realized their skincare is amazing, don't get me wrong. They've got really good skincare, but I know that they're higher end. That's why I wanted to do a product like the W7, just to show you guys that there is another option out there. But I see what you mean. It does look like honey. Anything darker, you're going to kind of make smaller. Anything kind of lighter, you're going to make look bigger and draw attraction to. And I say that because I know I've got a kind of larger forehead, so I try to kind of counteract that. Okay, so that's that, guys. Really, really quick, easy to do. We're going to go over that with the NARS, and this is Laguna. I got a tester size. Let me just check this. Something's with the comments. I'm going to have a drink because it is getting hot. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's just open up this. I want to show it to you guys. It's a really good match as well, color match. So this is the NARS Laguna. Basically, we're going to get the contour brush. We're going to use the same brush. We're going to go in And we're just going to put that there. And you can see it just gives the definition, gives a little bit more. You can see it really just sets where we need it to set. And it definitely just gives it more a finished look, I think is probably the best way to say it. I like to get, particularly if it's high end, I like to get little testers to see if I like them. And then if I really do like it a lot, I'll get the full size. Okay. And that's just kind of setting it into place, taking away any harsh lines. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So it's given us a bit of a tan. It hasn't changed the look. It's not a contour. I do have a video on a contour and highlight. Definitely take a look at that. So we're going to go again in with the other side. Now I think the full size, I'm not quite sure. It's on Cult Beauty. Let's just pop that here for now. I think the full size is about, gosh, 30 something pounds. So 30 something pounds is a lot, I know, for a bronzer. That's why I got the tester of the NARS, because at least you can see if you like it, basically. That's the most important thing. If you like a product, you can kind of understand or talk yourself into why you bought it, basically. But okay, so you can see, guys, all it did was just kind of solidify what we've done. Okay, let me catch up. I'm going to have a drink of water. But yeah, I'm glad we got through that kind of sound issue. Hot is young lady. Thank you. Sophie Kitchen. Hello, how are you, Misa? I'm good, thank you. Tassos, how are you? Yes, I'm live. Surfery, a kitchen like done. You have to be done like. Okay. All right, so now that that's done, I've got two blushes I'm going to do. And I say I'm choosing this blush because if I swatch the lips we're going to be doing tonight, I should say, it's super, super strong. This is from DJS Beauty. They're an American brand. They're amazing. They do eyeshadow palettes, brushes, lipsticks, everything. I'm just going to swatch this because look how deep this is. This is going to be what we're using today. Look at that. So for that reason, I'm not going to go very deep into the terracotta or really dark into the roses, the deep blushes. I'm going to go light, and we're going to use birthday cake from She Glam. I think it's the perfect color. I think it won't I don't want anything to take over each other. That's the whole point. Great to see you, Tassos. I'm going to sleep. Okay, miss. Okay. You look like Felix from Stray Kids. Okay. So this is what it looks like. It smells like candy, guys. It really does. It's amazing. So we're just going to pop that in an upward direction. Use our fingers then to warm it. Like that. We're just going to warm it up a bit like that. And then if we need to go in with a blush brush, we will. But you can see I'm not kind of trying to direct it anywhere it shouldn't go. And that's what you get. A little bit of a highlight as well. A little bit of a highlight. Okay, and we are going to go over that with the Maxi Blush from Rimmel. I'll just check the highlights. Ossace, hi beautiful from Ireland. Tassos, I was listening to the various versions of Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You, but she falls down the stairs and she sings off key. So I've never seen that one before. I've never heard of that one before. Hi Bandari, sorry. And we're just going to go on the other side. And we're just going to... I like that song. I remember when Justin Bieber came out with it. It was kind of unusual, but I realized, guys, that I lost subscribers due to not being on, and I totally understand that. I think I've lost about 3. I totally understand it. I've been going through a lot. I just haven't been able to come on for various reasons, but people subscribe to channels for a reason, and that reason is to see you know, to see what they're doing in makeup, etc. And clearly, just because of what was happening with me, I couldn't go on. So I do apologize for that. So now that I've done that, guys, we are going to go over it with a powder blush just to set everything. And this is the Rimmel, and it is in Wild Card, and I think it really does kind of suit this. So, oh, it's warm today in my house. Anyway, this is what it looks like. This is what its swatch is like. So I think it's a really good match. I do like Mariah Carey tassels. She's one of my favorites. I like the cores as well. I was saying that earlier on. The cores are really good. So as you can see, I'm drawing that up, and then I'm going back in with this, and we're just going to blend it, and you can see what it does. So it's called placement. So you place it, and then you go in with a separate brush where you want it to actually go. So that's what we're going to do on the other side. I'm starting swimming this Sunday, finally. I don't know if I'll put a picture up before I go in or anything like that, but at the gym, I mean, not in the pool. That would be a bit weird. Yeah, I'm starting it. There's just no excuses anymore, so I'm doing it. Okay. But interestingly, guys, so you can see I've just put it in a direction. We are going to go back in. It's an actual class for adults. So it's not essentially a swimming class. All the adults know how to swim, but this class is basically, it's like one lane is given a number, the second lane is given another number, and then on that mark you have to, it's a bit like training, you have to kind of swim, and you have a certain amount of time to get to the other end of the swimming pool. So and then they do that kind of for like an hour, and then I think there's a break for like maybe 5 minutes, if that. But I'm going to be doing that starting Sunday. So it is like adult led. I think if I was to be left on my own in a swimming pool trying to get fit, I don't think that would go very well. But this is like an actual adult led kind of it's like training basically in the pool. That's what you're doing. So that's kind of where we are there. So let's remind everybody the lips we're doing today, because that's why we're going to go in with a neutral brown eye. This is the NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette, neutrals. Hi Kaya, how are you? Hi Buhada. Yes, Mariah Carey is very pretty. Okay, I'm glad you're good. How's school? How's school going? I know I've been off, Kaya, for a while. Okay, you know, we've forgotten, guys, brows, but we won't do that yet. We're going to be going in with the Revolution. Hi, Andrea, how are you? How are you doing? Okay, so what we're going to do now is start off with the eyes. Now, the e.l.f. is actually downstairs, my hydrating setting spray. Kaya, you like it because you understand music. Are you doing music? Studying? Obviously, you're studying music, you mean. But guys, I know that DJS Beauty is basically an American company, but I would highly recommend them. The postage in customs that I paid was quite low for this. But DJS Beauty as a brand, I found them on Facebook actually. They're really good. Their eyeshadow palettes are stunning, absolutely stunning. That's okay if it's caps. I do caps all the time in my descriptions. So don't worry. It's absolutely fine. Don't apologize. You don't have to apologize for anything. So what we're going to do is have a look here, because if you look at this, you know, this lip with, say, a really bright pink or green is not going to go. But if you look at this for neutrals and for Christmas, you kind of get that classic red lip. There was a lot when I looked through my collections for the red lip, because I was going to do a red lip. This is something that I just knew. I didn't actually put on as in YouTube a lot, but it's actually really, really good. And that's why I wanted to kind of hype up DJS Beauty, because they're a really good company, and they're family as well, family run company. So this is what we've got here, guys. It's a really neutral palette. It does have a couple of shimmers, so that's quite good as well, but definitely will carry you through the Christmas period. Autumn, absolutely got your autumn colors there as well. So let's check the settings. It was your birthday. Oh my goodness, yes, of course, just beforehand, wasn't it? What did you do and what did you get? What presents did you get for your birthday? What we're going to do is go in with this medium toned brown. It's coming off quite warm, but actually it's... But then for everybody else, how are you doing? I obviously have not been on in a while. I do apologize. I'm not meant, there was a lot going on. Obviously, mum not being able to come over is just one of those things. Like I said before, the only time I've never seen her at Christmas was COVID, and obviously everybody can understand that reason. It was COVID. But yeah, a lot of and then work hasn't been going amazing in terms of my health. So yeah, it's just been, the last thing I want to do is come on feeling down and not feeling very good about myself. So that's why I'm I'm kind of coming on now, and I've done my top 2025 top beauty makeup products of 2025. A lot of what I used, a lot of what I would probably consider recommending to you. So definitely take a look if you have an hour. I was going to kind of condense it down, but I wanted to go through everything and apply it as well. So grab a cup of coffee or tea or whatever you drink and take a look at that video. What we're going to do now is just go in with this medium toned brown. And shimmers are good, sparkling like the sun. Yes, they are. When you fall, get back up. I got a lot. I got some headphones, beads, mini fridge. Mini fridge. You mean mini fridge, etc. You got a mini fridge. Wow. Or do you mean a fidget? I don't know what you mean. If you mean that. So obviously we're just gonna start here. Now I have slightly hooded eyes. If you're wondering why is she going above the lid like that, because when I look forward, you can see it almost disappears. So if you've got slightly hooded eyes or hooded eyes, go above your lid, because otherwise no one's going to see all the work you did. But for me, it's just it's not going to feel like a proper Christmas with mum not here. But there's various reasons why she can't come. So it's just, when you're so close to your mum as well, like I am. And obviously, if people know my situation on my dad's side, I'm not, of course, Kaya, I'm so sorry I'm on so late. Wednesday is 7 o'clock. Don't be sorry, Kaya, and have a really good day in school tomorrow, okay? I'm glad you got what you wanted for your birthday. Wednesday, Kaya, it's 7 o'clock UK time, so I think that'll be 2 hours earlier before you. So hopefully that helps as well, and you can come on. But thank you for coming on. I really do appreciate it. I know you've been a subscriber. Take good care of yourself, and get a good night's sleep. Bye. Bye, Kaya. So you can see, guys, it really is a nice kind of starter color, basically, is what I call it, because it really just sets the, in between, and you can see kind of what you're doing, basically. I'm going to take some water because I am super, super hot today. But what has everybody else's week been like? Let me know. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to go in with a shimmer, and I'm going to go in with a shimmer in the corner of the eye, and then that will direct where you put the deeper colors. So we're going to go in. I always put shimmers on with my finger. I'm going to check the settings because it keeps popping up that there's an issue. Sorry, guys, just a second. That should be okay. Community guidelines aren't being okay. I'm not done already. No, I was saying goodbye to Kaya Tassos. She has to go to bed because she's got school in the morning. I'm not done. If that's what you're asking me, sorry. No, I'm not. So we're just going in here. I'm ready for bed soon, but I'm not yet. So this is it here. We're going to bring that into the inner corner. Red and gold, because don't forget we're doing red lips. So red and gold really go well together. And there's have a little shimmer in that gold is amazing. But it's a shame, like with my dad, and I will do a video. It's been almost, and it's really scary. It was like 2022 when we started to not talk for various reasons, and you guys can look at the videos. But you know, I talked to some of my friends, one friend in particular, because I look after her dog, and you can see on Instagram that I do look after her dog if you follow me on Instagram. And it's funny, kind of like everyone talks about how young girls need their dads when they're younger, and you know, obviously to guide them for sure, and I completely understand that. But it's funny how when you get older and you know that your dad is around, but you don't talk, and sometimes you just want to know things or you just need that kind of comfort. It's one thing when somebody's passed on, I think you can kind of grieve and kind of have that process, but and I don't know why it's like a delayed reaction. I don't know, but I'm definitely kind of finding, you know, I'm finding it difficult, and I certainly don't want to tell my mum that because they don't speak. So, you can't kind of talk to your mum about how you're feeling about your dad when you know they don't they're not together. So it's kind of something that's been on my mind a lot, and why I haven't been on, because I think as it comes to Christmas, everybody has their specific routines and their specific kind of everybody, you know, including myself. Me and my mum always have had, and my grandmother before she passed away, the three of us always had our own kind of traditions. So I think with the added kind of factor of mum not being here, I think it's just made things just a little bit more kind of high on the scales, if you know what I mean. Okay, but I won't go on about me. I know there's other people out there. I mean, look what's happening in the world right now in Australia. There is not, it's not the, you know, it's not, for me, I can't complain. Look what's happening in Australia. Look what, you know, absolutely. I'm not going to say I've got, you know, the worst things going on. I don't. I absolutely don't. You know, absolutely don't. Um, because, you know, there is so much going on, as we all know, in Australia right now. So I have a lot to be thankful for, is probably what I'm going to say. There's this, we're going to put that in the, now there is 16 here, guys, but if you're wondering why I'm putting it on, there's no names, but they are numbered at the back. Let me just catch up, sorry. Um, I'm your daddy. You share. I'm here to listen, princess. If you want to talk, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Tassos, I came back to Athens and I feel like it's 2012. Imagine being in Cyprus and coming back to riots. Oh my goodness, Tassos. Oh, thank you for the hugs. I am your daddy. Isn't it possible to go to see her? With my schedule with work, um, I went back to. They actually worked around my mom because I said, you know, they understand my mom lives in Ireland, and they worked around that. So I was only supposed to be in, and I know it sounds crazy, Christmas Day, in the morning, basically. And that was all okay. And then the next day, which we call in Ireland St. Stephen's Day, the UK call it Boxing Day, and that's when I was supposed to be there as well. And those 2 days, and that was it. And obviously now things have changed. And so I'm actually not sure what's going to happen. I know that I'll be on more, I think, than I was originally intended to be. So as you can see, guys, all that does is give a little bit of a shimmer. It takes away from the tiredness, but it also, when the darker color goes on, you're going to see how it just kind of goes from light, medium light with a bit of shimmer to dark, and it's really going to suit the red lip that we're doing, basically. That's why I toned down the blush today. I didn't go super light. That's why we used the birthday cake from She Glam, because we want to have a blush, but we don't want it to take over, because that red is going to really come through, to the point where you don't even need a lip liner, and it's extremely difficult, I will say, to get this off. I will just say that it takes a lot to get this off. There's a lot of high end that, you know, you have a hot coffee or you have a cold drink and it comes off. I will say, I can testify that this, it takes a lot. It takes a lot. So yeah, it's about you right now. Try to reach out if you want. Yeah, and I think it's when you're in work, you do have to work around the guys you look after, and obviously people are talking about what they're doing for Christmas, but it's interesting. I've been getting a lot of comfort from the people that come over here, but they're from Africa, and I know that sounds kind of unusual, but they obviously don't celebrate Christmas like we do, and so I've been seeing a whole other side of things, you know, and we've been talking, so it's been really interesting. It's been interesting, but it's definitely put your big girl boots on, as they say in Ireland. So you can see it's not too obvious. So what we're going to do now is go in with this one right here. This looks like, and we're going to just bring that to the end. And what we're going to do is bring it up with our fingers, but we're going to brush it with a very soft elf fluffy brush. So we're building up that color. Anything with shimmer, guys, I always use the warmth of my fingers for. But certainly, guys, I am not having a pity party for myself in any way, shape, or form, as we can see this weekend. And, there are so many things going on that people are struggling with. Um, but it's just for me, it's going to be a very, very different Christmas, basically. Okay, I'm going to use a clean one because that went way too high. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is use a soft, fluffy brush from e.l.f. And we're going to bring that kind of reddish colour right in. And this is it. And then I'm going to take a drink. And you can see, guys, what it does. That little bit, what it did. You can see it just gives that smokiness. But what I did, guys, is that I have applied, and I know this is crazy, and my boss was kind of surprised, but will be when she sees it. I've applied for the entire Christmas of 2026 off. I've applied for the entire Christmas celebration time off. So she's gonna, and if I have to have a one-to-one with it, I'll just explain, like I'm not from this country and my mum is having issues. And so the thing is, guys, what my work have done is they've given me January. They said take any day you want in January off. But I guess for me, it's just the tradition of Christmas. So yes, I'm going to Ireland in January. So I will say that. I am going to Ireland in January. So you can see, guys, it just gives that nice kind of, so that's something. But it's just not nice not having your mom, for Christmas, particularly if you're super close. Okay, so that's kind of what that looks like. If I had a longer form content video, I would just do the mascara super quick. But we're not going to do that because we're on live, which is good. Do you feel better in general? No, not really. I'm trying to. I am really trying to, because I guess the good thing with support work is you have to focus on other people's needs, which sometimes is kind of a struggle. But when you have stuff going on in your head, it's actually it is helpful that you have to focus on other people's routines and what they do and that kind of thing. So for that reason, I'm glad. But I'm when I get home and my head has time to think, I don't generally feel okay within myself. So, but again, all you have to do is turn on the TV and you can see around the world things are, so I don't feel like I'm not feeling, I'm not trying to feel sorry for myself, basically. So, but that is why I've been off, and it just doesn't help your mental health sometimes. But I'm always somebody who tries to see the good in things. So work have said take January, put your time in for January. But what I also did is put my time in for next year. Like next Christmas, which I know sounds crazy, but because I don't want this to happen again, I don't want to have something set up and then something happens where everything kind of falls, especially around Christmas, because for my family, it's always been something big, even to the point where we would watch there was a countdown calendar we had for movies we would watch. So like Home Alone was one day, then it would be the Elf, and then it's just silly things that meant something to us, So, but above all that, and above the gifts and the presents and everything else, it is about who you're with that day. It doesn't matter if it's one person, if it's 10 people. If those people said, these are the best, this is who I want to be with, and you can be yourself with them and their family or friends, friends. So, I've got a really good friend, Sophie, and we talk about everything together, and I'm always going to be there for her, and she's going to be there for me. But yeah, it's just going to be a different Christmas. But work have said I can take time off in January, which is good. So I'm just going to catch up. Let me just catch up. I'm your dad. Sorry, I'm just catching up, guys. I'm your dad. It's about you right now. Try to reach out if you want. Sorry, it's jumping from one thing to the next. Sorry, guys. Your needs matter. Thank you. I wanted to say your makeup and you are beautiful, and I can see you have a beautiful heart. So thank you, Dan H. I appreciate that. Tess S, I thought you said you applied for the whole of 2026. Oh, no, I would love that. That would be amazing. But no, unless I won the lotto, I can't do that. You should get plenty of exercise like cardio, skipping, spinning, or play sports. That really helps mental health and de-stress. And I was just saying earlier that if you're still here, Josh, I'm starting on Sunday swimming, but it's adult led. So it is people, you already have to know how to swim, but it's like lane swimming and you're given a number. So like say six of you are in one side of the lane and then say six of you are in the other, they call out that number and you have to go from one end to the other within a certain amount of time, and it's structured for an hour. I love Pilates. That's something that I absolutely love doing too. But this is going to be something that really, I think swimming gets every part of your body just working. So, and I like the fact that I'm not going into the pool on my own, just going, okay, I'm going to swim. And, you know, is this a good workout? This is adult led. This guy is amazing. I've seen him online and he's in my gym. And he does it's amazing. It goes for about an hour and a half, and you do have 2 to 3 minute breaks, I think, in between. But you know, there's a whole kind of workout, and I think when you're in the pool, it is like for your whole body, really, isn't it? And I like kind of it does refresh your mind. It does refresh your mind. So that's on Sunday. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm your daddy. Little things matter. Hi, Vic. Hi, Vic. I'm back. Glad there's no sign language now. I know. I was trying my best from what I know in work, and then I thought to myself, this is so silly because nobody else knows no sign language, but 4 times. So I'm very, very glad I actually got to speak to you guys tonight. Vicar, can I ask what country do you live in? You sound like you're Irish, like my girlfriend. I'm from Ireland. I'm from Dublin, but I'm living in the UK at the minute. Josh, that sounds good. Hope you enjoyed. I'm looking forward to it. I always loved swimming. I've been to the gym a few times, but I feel for me swimming and then classes like Pilates and things like that and spinning are good, but I think swimming is just going to be like an overall workout. So the mascara that made it to my top 10 in my video today was the Rimmel Scandalized Wow Wings. I'm going to take some water and then find my little mini mirror. Okay. We live near Heathrow Airport. Oh, amazing. Where are you? Did you say is it just your girlfriend that's from Ireland? Guys, you're really helping me out tonight, even though you don't know it, just by you guys being here, how I've been lately. It's just really helping me. So thank you guys. Yes, just her. Okay. Well, at least you live by Heathrow Airport. You can get a flight pretty quick over there. That's how I'm planning to go. I'm not, because my mum lives in Wexford, there's the Rosslare Harbour, and I used to go there, but you have to get 3 trains and then you get to the ferry. And sometimes you have to get like 2 trains, and then yeah, it's chaotic. So I go to Gatwick and then I go Gatwick to Dublin. So that's what I do. It's much easier, much easier. Heathrow scares me. It's so big. Heathrow really scares me. I know Gatwick, even though it's big, I kind of know where I'm going, you know. Yeah, just her. She lives with me now. Oh, that's nice. Where from Ireland? Is she from Dublin or? Okay. Now, if you have false lashes, definitely put them on. I can't due to kind of an allergic reaction. But particularly for Christmas, guys, it is going to be kind of a bigger event, isn't it? If you're going out for work, anything like that, even with family. So you do kind of want to make that extra. I know that now one of my friends was saying that there's the magnet lashes, so there's no glue, they're just magnet lashes. So that might be something to do just to give it a bit more kind of extra something extra for Christmas, because I do think that's when everybody really wants to make an effort with their makeup. Southern Ireland, okay. Al Chanel, okay, love your makeup. Thank you. I really appreciate that. So tomorrow is my first overnight of the week. So I start at 7:30 in the morning and then I finish 7:30 the next morning. So that's going to be fun. But I want to say thank you to people who've stuck by me. I know it's been a while and I do appreciate you all. Okay, so what I'm doing is just making sure I'm getting right into those inner lashes, because you don't want, the look will then just look off. If you put so much kind of effort into this lash and then you don't go right in, it's just going to look a little bit off slightly. So particularly if you're not going to put lashes on. But I might try those magnet lashes that one of my friends suggested. So because there's no glue. And for me, it's the glue that I'm allergic to. So it's coming up with settings. Sorry, guys, let me just check. Okay. Every now and then it comes up with a message about settings, but comments, sorry, so that should be fine. But so Tassos, if you're still here, how's everything been today? It's funny when you go home, when you go home, if you live in a different country and you go back home, you realize how much, even if you don't want it to, that other country has become your home. So I'm very aware of it now, because obviously there's a lot of things going on in the UK about people who aren't from here, who are here now working and things like that. And some people are very positive towards it, and some people are very negative and don't want people here that aren't English and things like that. But up until that point, I always found the UK very welcoming to Irish people in general. But now I'm very, very self-aware because of what's going on. So when I go home, I look for that comfort. But the last time I was there, I loved seeing mum and my family, don't get me wrong. But I realised how I've been out of Ireland so long that the comforts and my routine and what I felt was normal was more back in the UK here. So it must be just how, how things go. The longer you stay somewhere, it becomes your home, So everybody will always have their roots no matter where they're from. But when you live in a country for so long, even when you go back home, you do realize that you've changed, that maybe Ireland hasn't changed, but you've changed, or maybe a bit of both. But I love going back, and I would recommend, if you've never been to Ireland, to go. Absolutely. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go back in with the other eye. I'm your daddy. It feels like you don't fit in. It happens. Absolutely. And I think that Ireland is, I don't recognize it sometimes the way I used to. I used to live in Dublin with my friends, and now I wouldn't recognize Dublin. I wouldn't know where the best places to go are. I wouldn't know, those kind of things. Where if you were in where I am now, I'd know exactly where to go. So the people always stay the same. They're always friendly. They're always, they always will be. The Irish are one of the most friendliest people. And I never have issues with that. But the actual coming home to what I used to recognize as a child and as a young woman, is the Ireland is kind of not there. So it does make you realize that everybody moves on, everybody moves on. But I'll never forget Ireland. I'll never not go there. All of my childhood was there. My teens were there. My early 20s were there. And my 30s. So okay. So I'm just making sure, guys, like I said, you don't want to put so much effort in the outer corners, and then the lashes on the inside kind of get ignored, because then the look just doesn't look right. And if you want to, you can go in with a separate spoolie. Oh, hang on. You don't feel like you don't fit in. It happens. Absolutely. Tassos, I did one more chore I had to finish about the bank. Tomorrow there's another protest. There's been 6 or 7 since I arrived 2 weeks ago, so I don't want to be around them. What's the protest about? Oh my goodness. What's the protest? Is it... Oh, that's definitely not anything you want to be. Obviously, depending on if it's a peaceful protest or... What's the protest about? Anish, I look beautiful, thank you. Coming up with comment error. Okay, hopefully you can all comment now. But things do change, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so you could go with the bottom lashes if you wanted to, but I'm actually going to use a liner brush and use one of the eyeshadow colors to go in the back or in the bottom, because it is going to be more of a Christmassy theme. So you do want to have a little bit more of kind of creativity with that as well. So let me just pop the mascara back. I didn't plan on it going so late, so I apologize, guys. It took me a long time to get on tonight, so I apologize about that. Tassos, any reason you can imagine, a couple of chores, including cleaning my dad's apartment, as I told you before, and then back home in Cyprus. So you're going back to Cyprus. Okay. Are you going to go back to stay? It's great that you're helping your dad, though. I'm sure he really appreciates it. So what I'm going to do, guys, is go with a shimmer underneath. And I'm going to stop about here because I want to still look fresh. I want the eyes to look fresh and awake and bright on the inner corner. But what I'm going to do is go with this. We're going to get a liner brush. And we're going to take it slightly under, using it like a liner, as you can see, and it kind of follows on then from the color match that's up here. We're kind of smudging that, as you can see, like that. And then we'll be doing the red lips. But I do hope everybody does have a good Christmas. You know, I know it's not long to go now. I have a few friends in retail who are going to be working right up to Christmas, so that's going to be very, very busy and hectic for them. Okay, so you can see on each side I've kind of just almost made a liner of my own with that color, and it will probably show up, the glittery side will show up more in the pictures. Okay, I'm just going to mattify a little bit of the powder, a little bit, and then we're going to go in with the lips. Just gonna mattify it slightly. Particularly as that red is going to come on quite soon, and it's very, very strong. It's very strong. And then we're going to do the brows before the lips. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's get that brow product that I told you about. So this is Revolution, and this is the medium brown. It has a brush, and then it has the color at the end. So I'm going to quickly just flick up the brows like that and put them into shape. We're going to go super light with this, guys, because if you've seen my lives before or my videos where I've used this, it is extremely dark. But it is the kind of lightest brown Revolution do. So you can see it's like a crayon type. So I'm going to go really gentle, and you'll see why in a minute. This is me going super gentle. And the color payoff is great, but you have to be very careful that it doesn't look unnatural or you're not putting it somewhere it doesn't need to be. So you can see almost straight away. And then what you can do is flick it around again, go back with the brush just to make it a little bit more natural looking, and spread that color out. And you've got that kind of natural look then as well. Like that. Okay. So you can see it's kind of coming a bit more together now. Fill up your water in case it's hot. Well, I have to fill up my water when I come offline because it's downstairs. I'm upstairs in my room right now, so I won't be able to do that. But I'll definitely do that the first thing I do after I finish the photos after. But Tassos, are you going? So are you saying that you've decided to move back to Cyprus, or? The riots don't sound very good in Athens. Are you living, is your dad living quite near there? Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm making sure the end goes out, because if you bring your brow down, it's going to just make your face look a little bit more um kind of lower than it needs to be, basically. So what we're going to do now, last little bit here, and then we're going to go, and as you can see, I'm holding it really precisely because it's very strong, as I said before, and I don't want it to look heavier than it needs to be, basically. But I think these kind of situations show, friends are so important, and that as you get older, you make your own family, and that is, it's true as you become an adult, and even in your early 20s, you start to make your own family with friends you choose to be with. You do start to do that. So even if you do see your family all the time, you do have friends that do become family, and I'm very, very lucky. I'm very lucky to have that. Very, very lucky. So I do appreciate that. Okay, so before the lips, I'm just going to take some water. Um, okay, we have to be super precise with this, guys, because this is strong, but it screams Christmas. Absolutely screams Christmas. So here we go. DJS lip stain. It's called a stain for a reason. Okay. You don't even need lip liner with this. So here we go. I'm being super, super careful. But I think the only thing I'll say about my dad is that everyone told me my whole life that I look exactly like him. And apparently, when I was like 2 or 3, or I used to, even though I hadn't seen him until I didn't see him until I was about 6 or 7 for the first time. Apparently, I already had his mannerisms, which is crazy. So I don't know, just over time, guys, it's starting to look at that. Wow, okay, sorry. um, it's definitely weighing on my mind. Okay. So you can see, guys, what I mean. This really is strong, and this is going to be hard for me to take off tonight, but it's worth it because I want you guys to see that it's very, very rare to find a lip liner, or sorry, a lipstick or a stain or anything like that that you don't need to have a lip liner underneath for, but you don't need it with this. Honestly, whatever formula they've done, they have made sure that it stays. So, okay. Just going to give it a bit of a shake. It looks a bit odd now, I know, but it will make sense when I put it on the bottom lip. That's good to hear. You're a good girl. You can't choose your family, but you can choose your friends. Absolutely. I completely agree 100% with that. Why didn't you see him after 6 or 7? No, I didn't see him until I was 6 or 7. They split up way before I was even born, actually. So, and then he traveled, and for various reasons wasn't around, and so I saw him the first time when I was 7, maybe. But up until that point, my mum told me afterwards, when I was much older, that I seemed to have a lot of his mannerisms before I even met him, which is kind of a little bit crazy. Okay. And you can see how fast drying that is, guys. Look how fast that is drying. So that's it. Look at that. It's like a fire truck red. I'm just making sure. I can't talk right now, obviously, guys, so I apologize for that. So that's kind of the first application. I just don't want it to bleed anywhere. It doesn't need to be. So that's that. I think when my hair is down and stuff, when I do the photos, it will probably look a little bit more put together, but I wanted you to see it initially. Now we can put another coat and then put on some Vaseline so it doesn't look so matte and dry. But I think the key to why this stays on so long is that it is matte. It's mattifying. It stays on. If it was dewy, it would come off. It would come off straight away. So let's just. Okay. If it was dewy, it would come off a lot quicker, basically. So we're going to do one more application. Okay. It's really important that I like the fact that this is so small because it's a really difficult thing, obviously depending on the shape of your lip, and to try and outline it. But it's definitely one of the colors that I never needed a lip liner for, even when I use it on when I used to use it on brides and things like that. Okay. So we're going to let that just set for a second, and then I'm going to go in with just some Vaseline, just like that, and it's going to kind of make it look a little bit more kind of moisturized because it's so, it does stay. It is obviously a little bit drying, but definitely, guys, you don't have to worry about it coming off with drinks or anything like that, which is always a big thing. Let me just Mark's Hosiery. Hi there, looking good. My mom is teaching me a little bit about makeup. I love it. Amazing. What's she teaching you? I'm your daddy. Hair down. You'll look better, young lady. Okay. You love that color. This is from DJS Beauty. They're an American company. So DJS Beauty. And they're really good. They do they do a lot of eyeshadow palettes. So all I'm doing is taking a little bit of Vaseline and I'm tapping it, not dragging it. I'm tapping it. As you can see, guys, I'm not dragging it in any way, so it hasn't come off my finger. As you can see, it hasn't come off at all. If I do this, it doesn't come off. So that's going to be interesting tonight. Trying to get it off. But I've just taken that kind of, I've just made it a bit dewy so it doesn't look so dry. I'm just looking in a mirror. Yeah, and so nothing has come off, guys. I mean, this has been one lipstick that has carried me out throughout the year. So if you don't want red, check out their other colors. They've got neutral browns. You can see my light is starting to kind of go off slightly now, so we will be going shortly. But look at the difference the kind of the Vaseline makes it a little bit more kind of dewy and soft, and that's what you want. So yeah, just a simple kind of Vaseline. Okay, so I'm so glad there's a new light coming, guys, because this has seen, even though it's from Newer, which are an amazing brand, it has like even you could charge it all day long and it still has a timer that it just dies after a while. So that's that. What we could do is just, now that the lipstick is on, we could increase that color with the birthday cake blush. Okay, this is what it is. We could just do a little bit there. Now that we have that color on and it's neutralized on the lips, you can try and just give yourself a little bit of a freshen up, and then if you want to, just go in with your brush just to kind of blend out the harsh lines. It's looking a bit geisha. It wasn't supposed to look geisha, but it's looking a little geisha right now. Okay, so the cheek blush is called Birthday Cake, and it's from Sheglam. They're an online website, and this is Birthday Cake. And it comes out like this. So it comes out like a little sponge. And all you do is pop it on, or you could warm it to the back of the hand if you wanted to. It's really blendable, guys. Super, super blendable. Just take a clean finger. There you go. There. And then what you do, just no harsh lines, just like that. And that's what that looks like. Let's have a quick look here. So I think we're coming to the end, guys. There's another light coming on quickly, but it's not as good. So I think I'll come to the end, guys. The pictures will probably be when I turn on the lights and stuff like that, will be what it would be natural lighting. But this is kind of the look. This lipstick I wanted to show you guys before Christmas comes, because it does stay on, and I'm not in any way somebody that would wear red lipstick every single day, but for sure I think it's one of those colors that if you are into red lips and you want it to stay, the staying power is absolutely amazing. So that's what that looks like. I think it made a huge difference when we popped on the Vaseline too. It made it a bit more kind of dewy. Again, if I could wear false lashes, I have an allergic reaction to the glue. I think the false lashes would look absolutely amazing. So I'm going to look into those magnet lashes where there's no glue, because I think that's something that would be amazing too. What we're going to do then, just before we go, is pop on some of that under eye baking powder just here. Very, very minimal amount, not a lot at all. And we are going to finish up, and I will pop up the pictures. Again, I'm just going to use that triangle puff wherever I've put it here, and we're just going to use the corner edges here, and that's what that looks like. And we're just going to bring that in, just dab it and dry it off a little bit, and then you get that kind of look like that, if you see. Okay, so we are definitely getting to the light stage, where this is the only thing that frustrates me about Newer, is that they are actually a really good brand, but my lighting experiences with them haven't been great. So that's kind of the look you get. I'm at the end of the video now, guys. I will do a photo section shortly, but this is what you get. I want to thank everybody for being on the live tonight, and for just supporting my channel in general. It really means a lot to me. The next live will be 7 o'clock, so I'm hoping Kaya can come on UK time, 7 o'clock UK time. And then there will be a video on Saturday. So I do hope you are all well. And I know this time of year isn't happening amazingly for everybody, so I know it's not just me, but I do hope that the people you're with, that you really have a great Christmas, and that it's the best one. There will be pictures, as I said before, so thank you everybody for coming on. Do take a look at my channel if you're interested in makeup and mental health videos, and I'll see you all very, very soon. I'll see you at 7 o'clock UK time on Wednesday. Thank you guys, and take care.